All right, Savannah, thank you. We're joined now by Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhoads to weigh in on the legal ramifications the suspects could be facing. To weigh in on this case, Khalif, I want to start here. There's a lot of questions that a lot of us have in this newsroom, a lot yet to be uncovered. Where does your mind go as you're trying to unravel all the details of this?
I mean, my mind, obviously, as a parent, goes to like that. This is the type of thing that you have to ensure that your child doesn't go to. Because I mean, they talked about teens to 20-plus-year-olds. So that wide spectrum. I mean, it's the end of the year. Parties happen. We were all in school, those type of events, but there weren't shootings, I guess, at parties like that. So that's kind of where my mind goes. And then obviously you looking for the criminality portion. First, you got to find a suspect. You got to find who did it. When we're in the era of cameras in everyone's house, ring cameras, it's vehicle cameras. There's so many different angles that they can find it. So piecing backwards, who was there? They talked to 70-plus people so far, and so you're talking to kids. So most of those stories are going to conflict. So this is an absolute nightmare in terms of trying to investigate it. Oftentimes when I get the discovery and they have children or teenagers as the folks that they've talked to, some of the information is hard to follow, and they're trying to piece together nicknames and slang and code names. It's like, well, man, it takes me, an extra dictionary to try to decipher what was said. But the investigators that do this type of work, the folks that do this for a living, they just work backwards and try to figure that portion out. So I think that's where my mind goes first. And then the last portion is like accountability in terms of, the wrongful death for the person that passed and anyone that was injured. So you got three different buckets, but the first one is, okay, we got to figure out who did it. And so I would be interested to see what that investigation process looks like and reading that discovery to see how they end up catching the person.
I go back to, watching crime shows and crime movies and in the investigation room and, putting photos and stuff up on a wall, trying to tie it all together. And now with cell phone footage and, like you mentioned, ring security camera, they've got to go through all that. You got $15,000 reward now that's been announced. You've got to vet all of these photos and videos to make sure and see what's legal. What is that? That's got to take a long time.
It does.
The legal process of all that.
It does. So what I can tell you is with the discovery, we look at it in terms of data. The amount of data is normally in either gigabytes or terabytes, right? And so when they're passing that information over to us, I know I have a very, very long road ahead of me in an investigation that was thorough. If they say, hey, come pick up your discovery and bring a hard drive of 2 terabytes or more, you're getting a lot of information, specifically cell phone dump. So you're looking at cell phones to see if folks were texting each other. But in this initial investigation, before they get a suspect, they'll be think about it. Folks are going live. They're on Instagram live. They're going maybe Facebook live. That stuff will be popping up. So they'll be looking at their feeds without them even having to turn over information. So you told me you were here. Okay, your phone pinged here. All right, I'm checking on your report. I can see some of those things. Well, this person popped up in your video. Well, this person actually popped up here. That's how they're piecing it together. And so as you mentioned, looking at in those TV shows with it on the board and seeing the pictures, well, I get this, but it's electronic. And you can see the pictures as they're piecing it together, as they're laying out the foundation of how they found that person. So part of me is, a fan of watching that investigation play out in front of me, even though I'm looking at it from a different perspective of, well, how do I defend this person and ensure that this isn't the guy you think it is? But I'm also saying, wow, this is an amazing job of gathering and capturing all this information in real time, often, maybe hours after it happened.
And there's so many people involved in this, so you can just add that into the mix. But this, again, a house party. We don't really know much about the property, though. The homeowners, could they be facing any criminal charges, though, once we kind of sort of figure out what happened?
We saw that recently with the young man that was killed going to the grocery store, and his parents were charged recently, right? That is something that's on the table. But I think just like in that situation in Gaston, the DA has to make that determination. Do we think that the parents acted recklessly? Did they put them in a situation where they knew or should have known this could have occurred? And that's just going to be up to the elected DA to make that determination. But because we don't know enough about what happened, that did they put the folks that were at this party in harm, may not have been known. I mean, they talked about being called out before for a noise violation. Law enforcement left and then came back. And so there already was an issue there, but we don't know about the parental supervision. We don't know if folks were there actually watching these kids. We don't know if there was drinking or anything else happening while at this party. And so there are a number of things that are still unanswered, but those are the types of things you'll find in the investigation. And then once you get to that point, that's when they'll make a decision and say, all right, there is an opportunity for something else, some more accountability to be held towards the parent. And we're seeing that that trend. We're seeing when we have issues that occur with juveniles, with teens, that we want to find an adult to hold accountable, and typically it's the parents.
All right, Khalif Rhoads, thanks for your time today. We appreciate that.